The Golden State Warriors are off to a rough start to their 2021 campaign. Back-to-back blowout losses against some of the best competition the NBA has to offer has put Steve Kerr and his squad in a unique position after a couple of days, and it's making a lot of fans change their mind about where they rank this team. It's obvious there is some glaring problems with this team. So in today's video, I'll be looking at those problems that is causing the Warriors to struggle early on, as well as providing solutions on how to potentially fix these issues for the time being. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. I'm trying to hit 16,000 subscribers, so all support would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. As I'm writing this, the Warriors have just wrapped up their game against the Milwaukee Bucks, losing by nearly 40 points. They kept the game competitive early on, but the Bucks, led by Giannis, slowly pulled away and gained control early on in the third. Curry struggled again, shooting 6 for 17 from the field and 2 for 10 from 3, and his supporting cast didn't do much better. Wiggins and Oubre combining to shoot a horrific 7 for 28 from the field and 0 for 9 from 3. You can't really point the finger at one person for this disgraceful loss. It's not bad that they lost to Milwaukee because they are one of the best teams in the association. It's just the way of which they lost to them that is bad. To give credit where credit is due, Jrue Holiday played fantastic defense for most of the night on Curry, forcing him to play more passively. But this is where my first big problem for the Warriors arises. To put it simply, Steph and Curry needs to take more shots. With no Klay Thompson and Draymond Green by his side, Curry is far and beyond the best player on this team. So the fact that Andrew Wiggins of all people had 7 more shots than Curry at the half is ridiculous. In the Warriors opening night game, Curry only shot the ball 21 times. Maybe that's a good amount with Klay and Draymond back, but with the current roster around him, Steph should be shooting realistically 30 times a night, because that's how much of an offensive gap there is between him and the next best player. I would much rather see Curry get 10 extra shots and Wiggins and Oubre get 5 less each. Because 1, Curry's shots are more likely to hit as he's historically a much better shot creator, and 2, the efficiency of Wiggins and Oubre should go up as they're getting better looks on a lower volume. Typically in the NBA, the more shots you take, the lower your efficiency becomes, and that effect is obviously taking place on Wiggins and Oubre, who have just been awful to begin this season, to put it lightly. So that's the first problem I've noticed with Golden State in their opening 2 games. Curry is not taking enough shots, and there are guys on the team that are probably taking too many shots. This is probably their biggest problem too. Wiggins is not a Klay Thompson and neither is Oubre, so they should not be getting just as many looks as he normally would. Some of those need to go to Curry. Curry probably doesn't want to play with that selfish mannerism, I understand that, but I think whilst they wait for Draymond and Klay to come back, it will be a big help in getting the Warriors back into the win column. The second big issue with Golden State is their surrounding cast talent for Curry, because that's clearly affecting his effectiveness on the court. Curry has a big gravitational pull on the court, which is great for his teammates and himself, as that can open up space and opportunities for them. As Curry heavily distracts the defense when he's off the ball, they're always paying attention to him. However, this great power of Curry hasn't been as effective this season due to a drop-off in talent around him. Teams can now afford to focus on Curry more and leave a shooter open because they're far less likely to convert than a guy like Klay Thompson would. Hate to use him as an example again, but his absence is being felt heavily. Curry is doing a great job at creating looks for his teammates, but since they aren't converting well at all, it's terribly hurting their success. As for how to fix this problem, well, with Klay gone for the year, Golden State will just need to hope their shooters get in a groove soon. The shooting performances of the opening 2 games shouldn't happen frequently, If they do, Golden State is in a ton of trouble. But if shots can't get knocked down consistently over the course of this season, the Warriors are going to feel the burn, and after 2 games, I think that heat is already starting to kick in. The third and final problem with this team is defense. As in both of the 2 opening games, Golden State have been torn apart defensively, particularly in transition. Today, the Warriors couldn't stop the transition threes from raining in and left guys like Giannis too much room inside. And against Brooklyn, their ball movement alone destroyed them. Again here, the absence of Klay Thompson and particularly Draymond Green is heavily hurting them. But with Dre expected to return somewhat soon, this problem can be fixed quickly to some degree. A lot of people underrate Draymond and his impact now, but I guarantee you that you will see a big difference when he returns. If he can return to his old self offensively too, he can probably push Golden State back towards the title contention conversation. But the most important thing he is going to bring is his versatility on defense. Again, don't disrespect Draymond because he may just save the Warriors season when he returns. Overall, those are all the big concerns I have with the Warriors right now so far into this season. The fact that Curry isn't taking enough shots, how poor their supporting cast is to what they're normally used to, and how that's negatively affecting Curry's play and their defense. With these negatives, there are some positives we can take away from these opening games too. James Wiseman looks sharp and is performing elitely in his role as a young rook. It's been great to see, but unfortunately right now, not a lot seems to be going right for his team. There's a lot to work on. There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. So you just have to hope they can be made soon. Everyone wants to see the Warriors back up the top competing again. They're one of the most fun teams in the league to watch at their best. So hopefully they can get back there soon. In the meantime, they've got to look at the serious problems they have and solve them as soon as possible, or the Golden State Warriors may slip out of a playoff spot for the 2nd season in a row. And that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? How good are the Golden State Warriors to you? What are your thoughts on their opening 2 games and how do they fix the problems they have? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.